CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
If your back is sore and your shoulders are aching after 3 straight days of shoveling, some good news on the way. The snow has eased up slightly. Good evening. That messy blast of winter weather is slowing down for now, it seems, but all that heavy snowfall a bonus certainly for our local slopes. CTV's Rob Cooper touched base with several ski resorts today to see how they're getting ready to begin the season.
The ski and snowboard economy contributes several $100 million across Ontario each year. And the recent snow and drop in temperature is exactly what local ski hills and skiers have been waiting for.
I am. And I have my 2 little kids that are going to ski as well. So it's a fun family thing to do in the winter.
All of this natural and man-made snow is covering hills in anticipation of the season opener for resorts right across the region.
Unbelievable. Minus 12 degrees last night. Guns are running full blast. Plus, Mother Nature has provided us 45 centimeters of free snow. It's going to be a great start. The start at Mount St. Louis Moonstone is this Friday. Robert Hooter says he's hoping to have 15 slopes and 5 lifts ready to go by the end of the week. We typically target last week in November, first week in December, so we're right on target.
Just finishing up the snowboard here. It's just been waxed and ready for the hill.
It's a similar scene at Snow Valley Ski Resort in Barrie. Snow guns running around the clock, getting ready for its opening day on December 12th.
It's a lot of work to get it open, but this is what we plan for. This is what we get stoked about, and it's just a great opportunity when Mother Nature gives us some cold weather. Things go much smoother when we've got some nice -5 to -10 weather. It's fantastic.
Horseshoe Valley Resort is aiming for this Friday. Like many local resorts, it's hoping to play off the success of last season. Staff say the recent snow has reminded skiers it's almost go time.
We have had a really great pass sale this season so far, and people are still coming in to buy their passes and get those lift tickets ready for opening day.
And of course, Blue Mountain Resort is also making snow around the clock tonight. I'm told that ski resort plans to open its operations on December 11th. Rob Cooper, CTV News at Snow Valley.
Okay, and now to the man who decides if more is on the way. Casey Colby, that's how it works, right, Case?
That's how it works. I'm wondering where Coop's hat was. I got all kinds in the office. I got to hook him up with a hat, and that's exactly how it works. We're enjoying a little flurry activity right now as we speak. Some of us will get a little more than just a few flurries this evening. Let's continue on right now, and I want to dive right into the weather watches and warnings board. The northern part of our viewing area, parts of Muskoka, Parry Sound, and parts of Tobermory. Well, starting this evening, anywhere right through till tomorrow, 20 to 40 centimeters possible at some parts of the region. Okay, so keep that in mind. Just about everybody's getting snow. This will look at the temperature as we speak outside your door. -6 in Mount Forest, -3 in Toronto, -6 in Parry Sound, -7 in Gravenhurst, -7 right now. Make that -6 in Aurelia, and -4 our friends in Owen Sound. Continuing on with a first look at the forecast, brought to you by our friends at Presler Injury Law. Call 1-800-JUSTICE, and this is the justice you're receiving as far as Mother Nature goes in the radar satellite images. And whoa, look at all that lake effect snow. Yeah, it's hitting just about our entire region in various amounts. And coming up, Sarah, in just a few minutes' time, we're going to let you know why perhaps a snowblower is a good idea, or at the very least, a working shovel. Back inside.
CTV shovel. We'll see Casey a little later in the show, but in the meantime, the County of Simcoe is nearly ready to open a new 40-unit modular housing facility under construction on Tiffin Street in Barrie. It will be the largest accommodation yet to support people facing homelessness. The site will also launch Bridge Housing, a short-term program to give people a safe place to stay while they secure permanent housing. Now, this comes as warming centers right across the region are open. Here's a look at them. The Salvation Army can be found on Bayfield Street, the Hope Center on Mary Street in Barrie, While Living on Church Street, that's in Bradford. The Guest House Shelter on Elizabeth Street is in Midland, and Faith Community Church in Wasaga Beach is acting as a warming center as well. Food insecurity has been a perpetuating problem right across the country, and today a deeper dive reveals that our province is under a growing strain, and for the 9th straight year, food bank use, it continues to climb. CTV's Mike Lang joins us live tonight with a closer look at those numbers today. Mike.
Well, Sarah, Feed Ontario says it's the highest level of demand that they've seen on record, adding that if things don't get better provincially or locally, their challenges will get worse if action is not taken immediately. According to Feed Ontario, more than 1 million people in the province needed a food bank last year, and they visited hunger relief services nearly 9 million times.
And as the province's affordability crisis continues, we're seeing more families go from just getting by to barely holding on.
The report indicating that first-time users, under 18-year-olds, and people with disabilities each accounted for 1/3 of food bank users. Further, 1 in 4 were employed but not earning enough to afford food, 3 in 4 were tenants, and the amount of seniors doubled over the last 5 years because their fixed incomes have not kept up with inflation.
When food bank visits go up, homelessness follows. When food bank visits go up, healthcare costs increase. And when food bank visits go up, communities feel the pressure.
An alarming 2/3 of food banks fear that they will not be able to stay open for the next 6 months, and half worry that they will not have enough food to keep up with growing demand. Closer to home, the Barrie Food Bank is on its 6th straight year of increased usage.
5 years ago, we were less than 1,000 clients a month, and now here we are, 8,100 clients a month, and there's no end in sight.
While Shu says the Barrie Food Bank is going strong with donations, it's still not quite enough to meet demands.
I don't know how much longer food banks can bear the brunt of this.
On a bright note, the Barrie Food Bank says that they've seen less first-time users recently and that they've received more pre-holiday donations compared to this time of last year. But when I asked Karen Shu about what type of action needs to be taken, she simply says the focus needs to be on the incomes, making sure that they're keeping up with the rising cost of food. Reporting live, I'm Mike Lang. Sarah, I'll send it right back to you.
Okay, thanks for that, Mike. A school bus with students and a passenger vehicle slid into a ditch after a morning collision. That happened in Oro-Medonte. Police say it was near Line 6 and Horseshoe Valley Road. No one was hurt, and the students were moved to another bus and taken to school. Investigators believe the passenger vehicle may have clipped the back of the bus, sending both off the road, but the exact cause is still under review. Southbound Highway 400 was crawling earlier today after a truck fire and gravel spill near King Road. Police say a truck hauling gravel caught fire, but there were no injuries. The cleanup process was extensive and the lanes were shut down for several hours but have since reopened. An investigation is underway at the landfill in Oro-Medonte on Old Barrie Road after a fatal workplace accident at the site this morning. The Ministry of Labour, Immigration, Training and Skills Development was notified and confirms that it was reported a worker was struck by a vehicle and died as a result of those injuries. CTV News has learned another person was sent to hospital, but no further details have been released. The area is closed to the public for the police investigation. An Aurelia financial advisor who pleaded guilty to defrauding 25 clients out of nearly $2 million has been found liable by a regulatory body. CTV's Mike Arcelides has the latest.
After failing to appear before the Canadian Investment Regulatory Organization at the beginning of his disciplinary hearing, Kevin Dowse has been found liable. The Aurelia area financial advisor accused of misappropriating funds from clients and failing to cooperate with an investigation by CERO staff into his conduct was on hand virtually when the panel offered Dowse an opportunity to speak as it decides how Dowse should be sanctioned. Dowse telling the panel, "I know I have forever devastated many people. I can't undo what I've done, but I can continue taking responsibility, remain committed to my treatment, and keep working to make restitution." Dowse saying, "Given my financial and mental situation and the fact that I want restitution to be paid, I'm asking the panel not to impose costs." The CERO panel heard evidence Dowse misappropriated hundreds of thousands of dollars from at least 7 clients over several years by forging documents and signatures, taking money meant for retirement savings, investments, and tax-free savings accounts, and depositing that money into his personal bank accounts to pay his bills and other clients. Dowse, who is 41, pleaded guilty in criminal court in September to defrauding 25 clients, many of whom were longtime friends and loved ones, out of nearly $2 million between 2016 and 2023. The CERO panel heard Dowse ask clients to personally write him checks worth tens of thousands of dollars. He'd then deposit the funds into his bank accounts and use the money for himself without their knowledge, providing them fake statements and documents to keep the fraud going. The panel said it will reserve its judgment and deliver a decision on sanctions at a later date. Dowse's criminal court sentencing hearing is scheduled to begin in February. Mike Arsledy, CTV News, Aurelia.
A shake-up on Parliament Hill. Prime Minister Mark Carney shuffling his cabinet with a swearing-in earlier today after a high-profile resignation last week. Judy Trin reports.
The Prime Minister has decided to divide Stephen Guilbeault's previous responsibilities between 3 ministers. The biggest surprise was the return of a new old face. Mark Miller is returning to the inner circle after being dropped from cabinet after Mark Carney's election. Miller was a loyal supporter of Justin Trudeau, but has now been appointed Minister of Canadian Culture and Identity, as well as the minister responsible for official languages.
It feels great. I am a guy that likes to be busy. And so, I was a little restless, but it's nice to get the opportunity to keep on doing some amazing work and contributing to Canada, for the reasons that I got into politics, because I love my country.
Current Minister for Transformation of the Public Service and Procurement, Joel Lightbound, takes on the additional role of Quebec Lieutenant. Here's what he said after he was sworn in.
I'll just say that I'm honored by the trust bestowed on me by the Prime Minister. It's an important role in federal politics and in Quebec politics, and I look forward to getting to it.
Also, the current Minister of the Environment and Climate Change, Julie DeBrusen, takes on the additional role of Minister for Nature. She takes on responsibility for national parks. All 3 ministers involved in this shuffle were first elected in 2015. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
The Ford government has taken over the Near North District School Board, claiming dysfunction and mismanagement have eroded public confidence. The Education Ministry says a recent review of the board found significant failures in governance and leadership, specifically regarding setbacks in opening a new school in Parry Sound. It says the board was given 15 directives to avoid being placed under suspension, but it failed to comply with 10 of them. Legislation passed last month, and that gave Education Minister Paul Calandra more powers to take control of Ontario's school boards. The province is extending its One Fare program for another 2 years. Introduced last year, the program lets transit riders pay just once when transferring between the TTC, Go Transit, and other Greater Toronto Area transit agencies. Riders can use a physical or digital Presto card, debit, or credit card to access One Fare by tapping on and off with the same card. With just over 3 weeks until Christmas, shoppers have another chance at some major deals. Today, retailers are looking to lure customers online through Cyber Monday campaigns, and experts say the best prices are on electronics, beauty products, and clothing. However, they also warn against mindlessly swiping your credit card.
It's a lack of planning. People just swipe the credit card, tap the credit card. It's so easy to overspend nowadays that we're in a cashless economy. Ever since COVID, people are just using the credit card more than ever. So there's been many studies that show when you use a credit card, you just don't have that same pain of spending as you would with cash. It mainly comes down to planning in advance and just setting a budget for total gift spending for all family members, friends, as well as even if you're a landlord, tenants as well.
The average Canadian plans to spend less than $500 on gifts this year. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and for many families that starts with the perfect tree. A local tree farm has been buzzing with laughter, fresh pine, and holiday traditions as people search for the one to bring home and light up their living room.
Hi there, Merry Christmas from Drysdale's. It's so much fun. See you soon.
We've been open here for families to come and cut their tree since 1973. This is our 80th year in business, but open to the public since 73. And it's a beautiful day. We've avoided the snow that Barrie's got, so right now there's no snow here. We're only 15 minutes away from Barrie, but it's a great day to be out in the country and getting a tree.
Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus is coming. He's coming to town.
Started with a family. Now I'm doing it with my own family. 2 beautiful kids, beautiful wife. Come here every year, cut down a tree. We have a blast.
My kids grew up coming to this farm, and now our grandkids are coming.
One of the trees that we sell here is a Fraser fir. All the pre-cut ones are Fraser fir. They tend to hold their needles, so we've actually been, this is the 3rd weekend we've been open.
Oh, you better watch out. Better not cry.
We just kind of walked up and down the rows, and then we just found this one.
Drysdale Tree Farm will be hosting its holiday event series where you can transport to a fairy tale forest, meet Santa, and pick out a tree on December 5th and 6th, as well as the 12th and 13th. Music filled the air in Springwater as the holiday train rolled in. Coming up next here on CTV Barrie, this annual arrival has become a must-see in the township. Plus, celebrity judges had their work cut out for them in Innisfil with these top-notch gingerbread houses, and no one left with their sweet tooth unsatisfied. It sure was a busy weekend. First up, a 1,000-foot illuminated train rolled into town, bringing a light show and special guests to Springwater Township. That is Canadian country star Jade Eagleson performing on the CPKC holiday train, all in support of the Barrie Food Bank. Canadian artist Tegan Gaze also took the stage, bringing music to the air with people dancing along.
On behalf of Barrie Food Bank and food banks across the country, we just want to thank CKPC for this very fantastic, generous donation. This time of year, families get together to gather with their friends and families, but for many in our community, it's a struggle. And so this support and the support of you today will help to ensure that no one goes hungry this season.
The annual holiday train took off on November 19th and will wrap up its North American tour on December 21st. Since 1999, the initiative has raised more than $26 million for community food banks in Canada and the U.S. A sweet celebration came to Innisfil, delivering delicious treats for the eyes and the stomach for families and bakers alike. This is a look at some of the submissions for the annual Simcoe County Gingerbread House Contest. It took over the Idea Lab and Library on Innisfil Beach Road. Food Network winners Teresa Arauzo and Beatrice Mueller were on hand to judge the competition and crown this year's winners.
Neatness, that is a really big one. If it's really messy, it kind of brings the points down a little bit. I would say the complexity of structure, because this is, again, this 3D gingerbread build, so the structure is important.
So I built a model of what I wanted to build, like last December. But I started working on the actual building of it beginning of November, so I've put like 160 hours or thereabouts into it.
Gingerbread sleighs, gingerbread house boats. Guests enjoyed the creations along with a craft and bake sale and a busy library book sale that was all hosted by the Rotary Club of Innisfil. It was a heartwarming scene in our community as kids lined the streets for Bob and Carol Bellamy's 14th annual Christmas food drive and fundraiser. Thanks to dozens of little elves and generous neighbors, the drive has collected more than 1,300 pounds of food and over $6,200 so far. The event runs until December 10th, and organizers are still hoping to hit their $10,000 goal. Let's head to the Southern Arena where the energy was high on Saturday as the Barrie Colts looked to score on and off the ice, and Jaden Newton helped the team do just that. The puck found the back of the net, sending hundreds of teddy bears and other stuffies flying down to the ice level. This was all part of the team's annual teddy bear toss game, collecting donations for Simcoe Muskoka Family Connections to help children and families in need this holiday season. And let's get back to building up our toy mountain, returning with donations this year, a Canadian company behind the beloved game Settlers of Catan. Here's CTV's Luke Samard with more from Asmodee.
Tonight in the Access Store's toy shop, it's everybody's favorite night. It is game night, and we are going to start with an absolute classic, but with a twist, Spot It Catan. Combine the fast-paced fun of Spot It with the world of Catan. Expand your territory, match symbols, take over ports, build roads like never before. This game is portable and fun, includes 19 island cards, 48 team cards, 6 port cards, and more. 5 game modes for endless fun. Perfect for 2 to 6 players, ages 8 and up. Another classic game, but mini? That's right, Azul Mini is the tile game that really needs no introduction. This edition is perfect to carry along with you anywhere you go. The mini editions include plastic trays, clickable tiles, and a point slider, so nothing can disturb you. Grab a few friends and build. Brick like this involves 2 teams to build a shape out of Lego bricks. The instructor will tell the builder how to build a shape that only the instructor can see. The winner is the team with the most points at the end of 6 rounds. Can you build the most shapes? Cooperation is the key to victory. Ready to solve a mystery? Unlock Game Adventures is what you've been waiting for. Enjoy 3 puzzle-packed adventures. Ticket to Ride, Mysterium, and Pandemic are unique card games that forces players to search the scenes, combine objects to solve all the puzzles. Whether you can outsmart the railroad tycoons or investigate Warwick's Manor to an epidemic that threatens humanity. Launch yourself into a game of unlimited possibilities with Intro Battle Hoth. This self-contained experience is the perfect introduction to Star Wars Unlimited. Choose which deck best suits your playstyle, then clash with an opponent as you both race to destroy the other's base. Easy to learn, endlessly fun to play, this game has something for everyone. Take command of Darth Vader's invading Imperial army as they besiege the Rebels' Echo base on Hoth, or lead Leia, Organa's entrenched Rebel forces in defense of the base against the Imperial assault. Be in charge of one of the most iconic battles of the Star Wars saga. Ready to build your tracks? This fast-paced board game, players must compete for train cards, which would allow them to run their trains between iconic cities. Earn points for every route, but don't forget to plan for the future. A family fun strategic game board. Well, there you have it. You are all set for game night thanks to Asmodee. And of course, all of these toys and more will keep going to help us build that toy mountain. In the Access Storage Toy Shop, I'm Luke Simard.
He's getting pretty good at it. You too can help build that toy mountain. Drop off a new unwrapped toy or gift card at the CTV station at 33 Beacon Road here in Barrie. You can put it in the toy box. It's at the front door. If you can't make it in person, donate online. ctvbarrie.ca, and that click turns into toys. Still to come, it's 12 hours that changes lives when you can help our region's largest hospital keep care close to home through our annual radiothon. But first, though, let's check in with Case.
Muskoka, Parry Sound, get your working shovels ready, and it'll be a happy one for some of us. Talk about 20 to 40 centimeters of snow possible by the end of tomorrow in some parts. Indeed. And our weather watcher artiste, well, have a look. Abigail says, have a cut and paste craft Christmas. Well done. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Picture this. Brought to you by Bounce 1041 and Pure Country 106.
Thank you to everyone who took the time to send in those wintry photos. It's all about those snow scenes this week on CTV Barrie. So whether it's fresh flakes, snowy landscapes, or fun outdoor moments, picture this at ctv.ca is the email address. Casey Colby, happy first day of December to you, my friend. Today is also National Pie Day. What's your pick? What's your favorite pie?
Coconut cream pie.
That was very quickly answered. What makes it your favorite?
Well, why not? It's fantastic. It's fruity, it's light, it's delicious, it's tropical, it's all the above with a graham cracker crust. Mwah.
If this doesn't work out for you here at CTV, you could easily become a spokesperson for any coconut cream pie company. I'll tell you that. I'd like a slice.
Well, I'm still on the bubble. One never knows. That's so true. And on the bubble, this is what Mother Nature is? I dare say no. She's decided we're to receive a little bit more snow, and let's get right into it. As mentioned, yes, the highest concentration of snow in the northern part of our viewing area, and it continues to fall here right now. And this is a look at the temperature outside your door, -5. Hey, we threw in the wind chill just for fun. -11 is what it feels like in Parry Sound. Looks like it says where's your glasses case? -12 with the wind chill in Orillia and -11 with the wind chill in Newmarket. Give us one more, -7 in Toronto. This is the almanac for today, -1, -11, or make that -4, -11. And yes, it is chillier than normally. It would be at this time of year, but 12 degrees? Woo, 1996, a long way from 12, and -17.8 in 1891. Sun rises tomorrow, 7:36, sets at 4:40, 9 hours and 4 minutes of daylight. This is a look at the forecast radar, and there's the snow, and everybody gets some in varying amounts. Look at Toronto, gets a pretty good blast too. There it is. Okay, there it goes. And southern tip of Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe overnight, -5, -7, mainly cloudy skies, and yes, some flurries. We're enjoying them right now as we speak, ladies and gentlemen. Do bundle up if you're going out for a walk this evening. Wear your hat. Perhaps maybe even a festive one. 0 for tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies. Yes, there's a chance of a flurry into the afternoon, and certainly in the Penetanguishene Midland area, about 2 centimeters is what we're anticipating. -7, -6 overnight. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill. Little light snow, 2 centimeters, mounted to about 2 centimeters. And then for tomorrow, light snow, no specific amount. 0, hovering right around the freezing mark, but light snow. So non-offending snow. It's not supposed to accumulate too much. -15 with the wind chill in Muskoka Parish Sound this evening. And 10 to 15 centimeters of snow as per Environment Canada. Yes, the yellow warning back at first weather. It's flurries and squalls blowing snow. And then for tomorrow, 0, -2, flurries and squalls. An additional 10 to 15 centimeters or more, as per Environment Canada. Yeah, so have your working shovel and or snowblower ready. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now, time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast. How about Wednesday? 40% chance of flurries. Well, interestingly enough, an additional 5 centimeters of snow is predicted to be in the area, forecast to be in the area at that time. See if it comes down or not. Sun, cloud, and 60% chance of snow on Thursday. -5, -3 on Friday. Pretty good chance of a flurry as well. And then Saturday, snow. York Region, 5-day extended forecast. Cloudy skies on Wednesday, 1 to 3 centimeters of snow. Could be just a dusting. And then Thursday arrives, sun, cloud, slight chance of a flurry or two. And then on Friday, Saturday, well, we enjoy a sun-cloud mix on Friday, -2, -4 for the high and the low. And Saturday at this point, cloudy skies and 60% chance of snow. Muskoka Parish Sound, Haliburton, have a look. Wednesday, snow. Yes. How much? 5 centimeters. According to Environment Canada, we're looking at additional 5 centimeters. Thursday arrives, and it's a sun cloud wrestling for the sky. 40% chance of a flurry or two, -3. -2 on the Friday. 60% chance of flurries. And then on Saturday, same situation. -2, -13. That's the high, that's the low. And as you can see, Sarah, each and every day has the chance of snow.
Snow. We'll need to get you a stronger shovel by the looks of it out there.
Back inside.
Thank you. The RVH Auxiliary 50/50 Community Draw has crowned its lucky ticket holder for November, and his decision to even play is all for a special reason.
Well, it all started out back. My mom used to work at the RVH. She worked for about 30 years, and she used to play when it was back. It was just a staff's lottery. So I just decided I would want to keep going with that. I was working with the boys. I was working up on the scaffolding, and I just got the call. So next thing you know, I found out that I won.
Nathan D has taken home a whopping $342,745. Every ticket sold supports vital programs at the Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre, making this win a celebration for both Nathan and the community. Tickets for the next draw are now available, with the jackpot already sitting at nearly $30,000. And the annual Radiothon returns as the region's largest hospital works towards that $100 million goal of its Keep Life Wild campaign.
Tomorrow at the Keep Life Wild Radiothon, Pure Health Pharmacy is generously matching all donations up to $50,000. So if you donate to the foundation and to RVH tomorrow, your impact will be doubled.
You will hear some familiar voices during the 12-hour Radiothon with our radio partners on the air tomorrow to raise funds for life-changing programs and cutting-edge technology to help build a healthier future for our entire region.
Thank you so much to all of our supporters.
Radiothon begins at 6 o'clock on Tuesday morning and right up until 6 p.m. So you can call the station, you can visit the websites and make donations that way. We're going to hear from healthcare professionals, patients that use RVH, and just listen to some of the stories about why RVH and the expansion is so important.
This community has helped bring our new PET CT scanner to the facility, and also a radiation machine here to the cancer program as well that has been much needed. So I've really observed for my patients that they've been able to receive care closer to home.
Now, tomorrow is Giving Tuesday and a day to keep the Keep Life Wild campaign help it hit its $1 million goal to help reduce wait times and hallway medicine and ensure no one has to leave Simcoe County for care. Still to come, marking 51 years in the community, but for this local charity, a big boost is needed for it to hit its fundraising goal. We'll be joined by Christmas Cheer in the CTV Barrie studio next. Recapping our top stories on this Monday, after failing to appear before the Canadian Investment Regulatory Organization for the beginning of his disciplinary hearing, Kevin Dowse has been found liable. The Orillia area financial advisor is accused of misappropriating funds from clients and failing to cooperate with an investigation. With all the recent snow, local slopes are gearing up to open. Mount St. Louis Moonstone plans to kick off the season this Friday. Snow Valley opens December 12th. Horseshoe Resort is also targeting Friday, and Blue Mountain is set for December 11th. In its most recent report, Feed Ontario says it's seeing the highest level of demand on record, adding challenges are going to get even worse if action is not taken immediately. More than 1 million people in our province needed a food bank last year, and they visited hunger relief services nearly 9 million times. And with food insecurity on the rise, local charities are certainly feeling the pressure this holiday season, and that includes Christmas Cheer. Joining me now from the Barrie and District campaign is Sandra Yacko. It's finally nice to meet you in person.
So good to meet you, Sarah.
Let's talk a little bit about the goal this year and how's it going so far?
It's been a very difficult year. We are really struggling to get anywhere close to our campaign goal of $500,000. It's a tough, rough start, to be honest.
Well, let's see if we can create some change. You've got an enormous area to cover: Barrie, Innisfil, Angus, Oromodonte. How many people does that equate to, and what types of people are reaching out for help?
So we're estimating north of 6,000 individuals in our local areas. These are our neighbors, these are our friends, these are our families. And what kinds of people? We're seeing everything. We're seeing multi-generational families. We're seeing seniors. We're seeing adult siblings taking care of their younger siblings and truly acting like mom and dad. Single and dual parent income households. We're seeing it all.
The campaign is in its 51st year, correct?
It is, yes.
How has it changed over the last 5 decades, would you say?
You know what? We started with, I think, 35 families in year 1, so it's incredible to see how much we've grown. I wish we weren't as needed, but we absolutely are.
When it comes to the delivery of these little Christmas gifts, what does it look like? How do these donations end up translating to these people?
Distribution is a remarkable event. It is 2 live days where 16 Wing comes out to support us at our warehouse, and we do a drive-through Christmas cheer pickup. So families are waiting, and we literally deliver Christmas in a bag to every single family who comes by.
What does that make you feel like?
It's the most incredible time of year. It truly is. Every time Christmas cheer distribution is done, Christmas for us volunteers is also done. There's nothing can beat that.
What are the different ways that people at home or maybe are watching online, what are the different ways that they can help?
Absolutely. We need all the help we can get this year. We really, really do. We're about 20% of the way to our campaign goal of $500,000. And with 15 days remaining, we have a lot of work and a lot of catching up to do, and we can't do it without our community. For anyone who has forgotten, Christmas Cheer is a community-run organization by the community for the community, and with a 100% volunteer board. Every single dollar goes directly to the families we serve. So donors, please reach out to christmascheerbarrie.com, reach out to anybody you know on the board, and we'll let you know how you can help us.
Okay. And then on the other side of things, what if somebody is struggling? How can they get in touch with you?
Absolutely. We've tried to make it as seamless as we possibly could. So online applications are open all the way through until the end of December 15th. So you still have time to apply, just over 2 weeks. And for anyone who tech is just not your thing, please feel free to apply in person at the Kozlov Mall. And Sarah, I think you have our next date available.
Yes, that I can help with. December 4th from 10 until 3 at the Kozlov Mall.
Correct.
All at the former pet store. Thank you for everything that you do.
Of course.
I know it's very, very difficult seeing these numbers come in, but your team just lights up when you're doing the drop-off, and that enthusiasm and passion for people really comes across.
Thank you so much. Our community needs us, and if there's anything we can do to make Christmas cheer come true, we're at it.
Okay. If you are at home, a reminder that you can go to the CTV Barrie website. You can learn more information about the Barrie and District Christmas Cheer. We've been speaking with Sandra Yacko. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sarah.
And as stores and restaurants ramp up their staff for the holiday rush, we're looking at how easy is it to actually land a job this season. CTV's Sarah Plowman went to find out.
At malls across Canada, people are hunting for a deal and some a job. Jaden Flexman landed her holiday gig at Hickory Farms, where she'll sell gourmet meats and cheeses into January.
It was a lot of applying online. There was about 200 online applications I'd done, if not more.
According to the job search site Indeed.com, holiday hiring is up 12% compared to last year, but companies aren't posting as many positions as they did 2 or 3 years ago.
There are going to be a few more options potentially out there. At the same time, job seekers are potentially competing with more of their peers.
Bernard says it's been a tough market for job seekers the past few years. Canada's unemployment rate is about 7%. The youth unemployment rate is double that.
To really get the labor market moving in the right direction, we just need a stronger overall economy.
To help keep up with holiday demand, Endeavours and Think Play in Fredericton posted one seasonal job. More than 180 applied.
We have combed through all of those resumes.
People with retail experience, but surprisingly, a lot of nurses too.
A lot of the applicants I noticed, there were multiple current positions and they're looking for a second, a third.
In Brandon, Manitoba, Toy Masters brought on new staff, including students, but had to turn dozens of people away.
It really breaks my heart to see how hard it is for a lot of these young adults and kids to be finding jobs these days.
Come January, Flexman will have another job. She has advice for anyone searching.
Just keep in mind budgeting, and paper resumes do still work sometimes, so don't give up on those.
Tips to digest when there's no avoiding a challenge. Sarah Plowman, CTV News, Fredericton.
Another major blow for the tariff-battered Canadian steel industry is Algoma Steel confirming today it has issued layoff notices for about 1,000 workers. Algoma Steel says it will close its blast furnace and coke operations early, switching to electric arc steelmaking a year ahead of schedule. Layoffs start in late March. In September, Algoma was set to receive $500 million in federal and provincial loans to help handle those tariffs. Now, there is more to watch on the economic front. Canada's main stock index was down this morning, dragged lower by tech losses, with U.S. markets also in the red. Here's a look at where the numbers landed at the end of the day. The TSX was down 281 points. The Dow was down 427, and the Nasdaq was down 89. And commodities oil was up, closing at $59.32 a barrel. Gold was up, finishing at $4,274 an ounce. And our dollar was flat, ending the day at 71.54 cents U.S. A mystery is unfolding in Ottawa as researchers try to identify a Canadian soldier who served nearly 110 years ago. CTV's Annie Bourgeois-Oliver shows the challenge of uncovering this unknown soldier's true identity.
Nearly 110 years ago, a Canadian soldier was one of more than 2,200 other Canadians who died on the Western Front, fighting to capture Hill 70 in the German stronghold of Lens, France.
These are his collar badges, so his C-13 collar badges.
Now, historians are close to finally identifying the unknown soldier, whose remains were uncovered during construction in France almost 10 years ago.
Casualty identification is a commitment, both to the Canadian Armed Forces, to the families of the missing, and to the dead themselves.
The soldier was found with coins, nail clippers, a comb, and a shoe, but it's these collar badges that narrowed down the search. The man served with the 13th Battalion Royal Highlanders of Canada, and an analysis of his remains show he was in his early 20s when he died, and between 5'5" and 5'8.5". Clues that helped Canada's casualty identification team come up with a short list that includes Private Patrick Kirk, who enlisted in 1914.
Private Kirk was originally from St. John's in Newfoundland. We know this from his attestation paper. And we know that he's working as a miner in Stellarton, Nova Scotia when the war broke out. With Private Kirk, however, there are a lot of unknowns.
One of those unknowns, his name, spelled Kirk, Quirk, and even Quick. That's why the team at National Defence is asking anyone who thinks the name sounds familiar to contact them. Without a relative's DNA sample, the wartime mystery can't be solved.
Private Kirk is on our short list of candidates. He's in the right place at the right time, or rather the wrong place at the wrong time, given this context. But what this means is With this identification process, we really need a viable DNA donor.
The goal is to give this unknown soldier his name back so he can receive a full military funeral in front of his family and finally be buried with a tombstone bearing his name and regiment. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
Still to come here on CTV Barrie, 1 month until Team Canada could be draped in gold. But is the arena up to snuff? Why there's questions around the quality of the Olympic ice. Details coming up next.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph
from Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we're giving away pairs of tickets to see Guns N' Roses.
And tickets to the Magic of Light.
So tune in weekdays from 5:30 to 10 o'clock for your chance to win. I don't know.
Here's a look at your Monday night primetime lineup. The NFL football game, New York versus New England, starts at 8, and CTV News Barrie will air after the game wraps up, roughly around 11 p.m. Thanks for staying with us. The Toronto Raptors have the day off, giving them a chance to regroup after losing their second straight game last night.
Quickly,
The Raptors headed to New York to take on the Knicks, where Emmanuel quickly scored 19 points, but it wasn't enough to push Toronto ahead. They'll look to bounce back tomorrow night as their 5-game homestand begins against the Portland Trailblazers.
Allen being pushed, and he's driven across.
The Buffalo Bills were in Pittsburgh for a Week 13 showdown against the Steelers. Josh Allen broke the NFL record for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback with his 76th rushing score of his career. The Bills crushed the Steelers and will take on the Bengals next Sunday. The Olympic Arena in Italy, where Canada hopes to win hockey gold, will host test events next month as organizers race to get it game ready. Now, tests on the ice and throughout the arena are usually held a year in advance, but this time they're just 1 month before the games. Milan Cortina officials say there is no plan B if the arena isn't ready. It will host the men and women's finals, with NHL players competing at the Olympics for the first time in over a decade. And FIFA is going to reveal the updated match schedule for next summer's World Cup in a live global broadcast on Saturday. Toronto is set to host 6 matches, and next weekend's show from Washington will lock in venues and kickoff times for all 104 World Cup games. FIFA says the post-drawing scheduling process is designed to create the best conditions for players and fans and to maximize viewing across time zones. On Friday, the draw will determine the 12 groups of 4. Time now to talk about just how long we're going to need that shovel for, although I think it's for the next 6 months.
Why not? I like your calculations.
Well, that's Canadian winter for you. The good thing is I think I'll be out on the slopes on Saturday. We've got to get you out there one of these times.
I'm in. Let's do it. As long as I can wear this hat. We got to get her hat for Coop, too.
Of course. Well, as long as it fits over your helmet, because that's the norm these days when you're skiing and snowboarding.
So true. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about get up and go. And first thing tomorrow morning, what we can look forward to. A little light snow in Barrie, -7 at 7 o'clock in the morning, -5, and chance of a little light snow coming down in Newmarket. And the snow might be a little heavier coming down in Gravenhurst, -6 at 7 o'clock in the morning. That's the get up and go. Have yourself a great evening, Sarah.
Thanks, Case, and same to everyone at home. Thanks so much for starting your week with us. Mike Lang will wrap things up tonight at 11. Take care.